Welcome back. Now, December in Windhoek is usually quiet as many residents travel for the festive season, but this period often comes with its own safety challenges, from unattended homes and opportunistic crime to alcohol-related incidents. Now, we are speaking to NamPol Senior Inspector Silas Shipandeni and Community Policing Subdivision, and the City Police Deputy Chief Eliaser Iiyambo, and also the head for operations, about how they are keeping residents safe during this time. Welcome to Daily Roundup this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you for inviting me to the studio.
All right. Just to start with you, Inspector Silas, Senior Inspector Silas, perhaps just, although the city is quiet, of course, safety concerns remain. Now, what are your main priorities for Windhoek this festive season?
Yes,
Shipandeni, yes.
yes. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Of course, as law enforcers, we do have our mandates, and one of the mandates, it never go away, regardless of whether it's a festive season or whatever period of it. So in actual fact, whatever that we are going to enforce, the law that we are going to enforce, it's informed by the demand of what is on the ground. And as we speak, we are within the festive season, of course, and one of our priorities is to make sure that our operations, patrols, that it can be vehicle patrol, food patrol, we increase it based on the demand that is on the ground. And not only that, but we are also focusing on the issue of our traffic rules. We have to make sure that we enforce traffic rules. It is necessitated by the demand of our people on the roads, of course, our road users. So it's very important that they should take into consideration that the police have enforced the operations, and that go as far as even on our roads.
Of course. Now, Deputy Chief, when neighborhoods are quieter during December, how does crime and safety challenges change?
It's not changed as it just remained the same.
Of course.
Yes, but it's a quiet environment when most of the people are out of town. They went for festive season. It's a common cause. But our operation still remains the same. I want to associate my version with that of the senior inspector, that the mandate of law enforcement never changed. We have joint operation, both NamPol and City Police, and our operation are bearing fruits. The roadblocks are there, food patrols are there, the undercover operations are there, and we also have some people who notify us that they are going to leave for holiday, and we are making some regular patrol at their houses to ensure that their houses are not broken into. But we also have some officers in institutions that close for holiday, and we are still doing the same. So we are executing our statutory function as required, provided for in the laws.
And just to get back to you again, Senior Inspector, many families leave their homes, of course, that is for days or weeks during December. Now, what should residents be mindful of when securing their properties?
Yes, very important again. Number one, obviously, we should refrain from advertising our absence. The issue, especially on our social medias, you will find here and there people sharing current locations, not knowing that where you are living behind, of course, your property, it's not secured. So if so, please, let's refrain from that. But again, we also emphasize on the issue of neighborhood watch. That cannot go away. We need to make sure that one of the very key aspects for us law enforcers is the collaboration with the community. And one of the initiatives that really make sure that we curb crime is the issue of us engaging. And neighborhood watch is one of the very key crime prevention initiatives within law enforcement and community. So it's very important that our people get informed. Let's not advertise our absence, and let's make sure that at least your neighbor is aware that you are not there, and then they keep an eye during your absence. But of course, the engagement with the police is very important. Alert us. My chief just mentioned it to say that our people are also alerting us to say, I'm going away for holiday, for example. My property need at least your attendance.
So you can do that, actually?
Definitely. That is one of our mandates. That is crime prevention. So we need to do regular patrols, and then, of course, if necessary, we also making sure that even the neighbors are aware so that they can join the force, and then we do regular patrols together. Yes.
Just to get back to you, Deputy Chief, how is City Police adjusting to patrols and visibility in residential areas with less movement than usual?
Okay, as I've said, it's just business as usual. We are enforcing law. The police visibility has been there, is still there, and it will continue to be there. And as I've indicated, that it's a coordinated effort, law enforcement efforts, NamPol and city police. And we're also having CCTV camera. It's a common cause that we have. It's a tool that we are utilizing for our crime prevention endeavors. They are there. They are assisting us. So one of our pillars is also intelligence-led policing, which is the member of the public should provide us with information about criminal activity that are happening within their domain, so that the police can take action as soon as possible. And the answer is it's business as usual. And you see, some people are on holiday. Law enforcement, we are not on holiday. We are still on duty. 95% or 99%, they're still on duty. So we are not on holiday. Therefore, it is on that score. I'm saying it's just business as usual. CCTV camera there, intelligence-led policing there, zonal policing officers are there making roadblock, as I said in my introductory remarks. So it's basically the business as usual.
Now, Inspector, we know that it's festive season. Everybody's in a joyous mood. And of course, when people are celebrating, alcohol abuse is common most of the time. Just to control that, how is NamPol going to make sure that, people do not get out of control when they are at parties and also just abusing alcohol at the same time?
Yes, I think it's also key that our people should learn that they should stay informed in terms of what is that they need to do. Taking care of your own environment where you are, one of the key aspects is to stay alert. And staying alert, it means, please, if you are really enjoying whatever gathering that you are associating yourself in, you need to make sure that you do it with caution. You don't just enjoy recklessly without knowing what is even surrounding you. So we must not create opportunity for crimes to happen. So again, one of the mandates during the festive season, now that you put it, is to say that we are also monitoring those events. In as much as people are moving out of Windhoek, we know there are also incomers that came here, and obviously they might not be familiar with the area of Windhoek, of course. It's just Windhoek you are enjoying, but they must be aware that the police is monitoring these events. And of course, let's do it with caution, let's do it responsibly as who we are, of course, and then let's enjoy responsibly.
And Chief, just to look at from your experience, which alcohol-related issues affect communities most during this holiday season?
Yes, there are a number of issues. Noise pollution is being caused by alcohol. Assault GBH is caused by alcohol. Domestic violence caused by alcohol. And there are also some serious reasons like murder. When people consume alcohol, they opted to go for those violence or issue that I have highlighted. So, but the message that we want to impart to members of the public, I know it's a festive season, people want to enjoy themselves, but they should enjoy responsibly.
True.
They should know, they should remember that there is a law that need to be adhered to. So those are some of the issues from bylaw perspectives and from the criminal offenses perspective. Those are some of the issues that are happening.
Now, just to get back to you again, Inspector, with fewer vehicles on the road, some drivers might take chances. How is NamPol tackling speeding and reckless driving during this period?
Yes, that again, it's a very important question. And just to draw from the version of my chief here to say that one of the very dangerous things to say that is brought about as a result of this alcohol consumption is the issue on our public roads, the issue of speeding and obviously driving recklessly. Which is sometimes sadly causing fatalities. And that is something that we need to avoid. So obviously with NamPol, joined together with City Police, of course, we are advocating to our members of the public and we are telling them to say, let's refrain from engaging on public road while under the influence of alcohol. It's very dangerous. It's, in actual fact, it's unlawful. Obviously, the police, we are on the road, we are on mobile roadblocks, our fixed roadblocks, and obviously the issue of breathalyzer is in effect. We are making sure that the drivers out there who are going to engage on a public road, you will be tested, and if you are found with excess beyond the limit, of course, then definitely we are going to take the law as it is. We are not going to negotiate. So please, why are taking that risk? Drive safe and drive responsible.
And Chief, what challenges does City Police face in maintaining that is road safety when traffic is lighter, but some drivers might take risk, of course?
Okay, thank you for the question. I just want to cement what the senior inspector have said. Number one, reckless driving is there. Speeding, skipping the road, the red robots is there, and drink or driving under influence of alcohol is there. So those are some of the common violations of law that are happening, and we are urging members of the public to drink responsibly. That's a pleading to members of the public. But if you happen to be found on offside positions, laws are there to be followed. So that basically it.
And Senior Inspector, how can neighbors and communities work together to keep each other's homes and streets safe during this festive season?
Yes, number one, we should have a common interest, all of us, and that common interest is to fight crime from wherever you are. We have a tendency of harboring criminals, of course, and we, by experience, we know crimes are committed by people either living with us, people within us, people that we might know or we know, but then, of course, we are reluctant to report these people to the police or to law enforcers because you feel like the person is a breadwinner or something. Until it affects you somewhere, somehow, it's when you want to come and speak out. So what we are urging members of the public, please, it's high time we avoid harboring criminals. Let's report crime as it happened. Let's give necessary information to law enforcers. Even when you feel like crime is about to happen, don't ignore. Don't think someone else will report it if you don't do it. So please report it because we are the first one that saw it. Just report it. Share this information with the police because the police cannot be everywhere at the same time. So the more we receive this information, obviously, it will inform how we are going to operate. And definitely we want to act on. We don't want to be always reactive. We want to make sure that we are proactive. We prevent crime from happening, and of course, the issue of neighborhood watch. We really need to gather together, have a common interest, and fight crime together.
Now, Chief, just to add on what Inspector is talking about in terms of being proactive and reporting if you observe any movement. Now, what is the quickest and effective way that someone can report a crime?
Okay, maybe before I answer that question, I just want to add to what the senior inspectors have said. You see, it's a crime to not to or to hide the criminal. To hide the criminal, it's an offense, and one can be prosecuted for that. And if you don't report the offense that is committed by hiding the suspect, what more if you become a victim of crime? Do you expect the neighbor to inform the police that this is what happened and that will lead to the recovery of the items? And so the pleading is you should report a crime. Don't try to be an accomplice in the commission of crime. Try to report and you try to be a responsible citizen. And that's the only way we can achieve our goals. Coming to your question is, yes, we are urging members of the public to report the incidences as are happening within their locality to our number, which is 302-302 or 061-290-3339 or SMS 4444. And that's the only way to the police will act rapidly to the offense or to incident that is happening. Any suspicious movement that is happening, that's the number to report. And also, most of the member of the public, they have our number when our members are reporting on duty. If I'm saying our member, that's NamPol and City Police. We have WhatsApp group. They can just post to that, and they should also check who is the sergeant from NamPol or from City Police on duty and report for efficient service delivery because they are within the zone. They will act within a short period of time. So that's what we want member of the public to do.
That's a good point. Thank you so much. Inspector, just are there any common assumptions people make about safety this festive season that could actually put them at risk?
Yes, again, before I go to that very important question, I think it's also fair to say that the public member, in terms of reporting crime to the police or to law enforcement immediately or as soon as possible, let's not forget that the very famous 10-111 with the Namibian police, of course, 10-111, report crime as it happens and then obviously will be attended to. But of course, also it's very important that we do not stay away from our local police stations. I always encourage members of the public to say it's very important that you form a relationship with either your local police station. That is like, it's also your house. Be there in as far as crime is concerned. Be informed and also inform. So that relation or that collaboration will inform us to have a very, very safe environment in terms of, in as far as crime is concerned.
But the public sometimes, Inspector, sorry to cut you, fear the police officers. It's like, you feel like it's someone that I can't just approach like that. So
that's exactly where I was coming. That's exactly what, that is one of the assumptions that is making work difficult for law enforcers to enforce the law. So please be open to the police. If you were treated bad by one of the police officers, it doesn't mean all the rest of them are like that. So try to find common ground where you are going to sit or at least have a conversation with this police officer, inform the police what is happening in your area. The police will inform you what you need to do in that particular area that you live in. But one of the very common assumptions is actually to say you feel like your house or your property, it's well secured enough, so you don't need to inform the police, or you don't need collaboration with the police until you are hit hard. We don't want that. We have to avoid that. Let's make sure that we engage with the police in a way that we can, obviously. And the idea is for us to gather together to fight crime.
Is that the only assumptions that are out there?
Not only that, not only that. It's to say that wherever they find ourselves, it's festive season, we are all drinking. Obviously, the police will understand that we are in festive season, we are enjoying. Or we are gathered, we are at a wedding somewhere, we are gathered, they will understand that we have to be responsible. Sure. We have to be responsible wherever you are finding yourself. The law does not negotiate in that aspect. If it's unlawful, it's unlawful. Don't do it. Rather, if you feel we have had enough, please reach out even to law enforcement again. I'm here. If you can come and assist. We try to assist because obviously we don't want fatalities to happen. Indeed. Especially during this festive season.
Indeed. Now, just as we are closing off, Chief, as people relax and celebrate, what final safety message would you like residents to keep in mind these last few days of December?
Okay, maybe before I answer that, let me just add to what the senior inspector have said. You see, the police officials are your brothers and sisters. It's not an issue of them and us. You see, and we also, there's a notion or there's a practice when a child is not behaving at home, you say, I'll tell the police. Because, and it is from that perspective, the children will start scaring of the police, then they don't want to engage themselves with the police. It's not, that's something of the past. In a modern policing, the police are at your disposal to make a use of them. Indeed. Yes, and you should make a use of them to the maximum. And you don't need to scare them. They are your brothers and sisters. Yes, the conclusion that I want to highlight is one should drink responsibly. Yeah. We need to obey the traffic rules and laws. And you should also not try to engage in or confrontation with the law enforcement. The law enforcement are your brothers and sisters, and they're just executing their statutory functions. And that's basically it.
Any closing remarks?
Yes, I think we have talked about mostly on crime prevention, our road traffic rules and regulation, but one thing that we should not ignore and not forget as members of the public out there, especially those that are going to engage in driving, please, it's a rainy season. We need to understand that, especially in Windhoek, for those that came in, let's avoid driving into low flooded areas. We must avoid driving where you feel like the water is so low that you can cross. Please, especially riverbed, let's avoid taking those risks. We have experienced quite some bad news in the past, so we need to avoid that. So during this festive season, let's avoid crossing riverbeds that are flooded, and obviously even any water that you know you undermine or you feel like maybe you can. Don't take that chances. Don't say maybe I can just pass through. So please, let's get informed, especially with when it comes to the weather forecast. And obviously, I think it's just fair to say that let's enjoy the festive season and let's be responsible. Indeed.
Now, Senior Inspector and Deputy Chief, thank you so much for being on Daily Roundup this evening and giving us that timely update and much needed information as well.
It's a pleasure.
All right. That was NamPol Senior Inspector Silas Shipandeni, Community Policing Subdivision, and the City Police Deputy Chief Eliaser Iiyambo, the Deputy Head for Operations, just talking to us about how residents can keep safe